everybody, it's Emily here. You voted, I listened. So here we have some short videos, some short flows on lengthen, strengthen, and release. That was what the popular vote was. So today's short flow video will be to lengthen, strengthen, and release your low back. Low back pain is a common reason why people come to yoga class, because they hear it feels so great and it's so good for their low back, and it really is. So I figured that would be our first quick flow video, or short flow video, whatever you want to call it, for our YouTube page. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page, yeah. So when we want to lengthen and strengthen and release our low back, we also have to think about those opposite muscles. So the opposite of your back is obviously your abdominals, your core, and you can tighten your core, use your core in every single pose in yoga. So I'm not going to go through every single yoga pose. That would be ridiculous and it wouldn't be short. But we'll also be doing some twisting. So make sure you have a block or maybe a book for some twisting. Also, we want to lengthen our hamstrings to release our low back. That's why forward folds feel so good in our low back. So if you have tight hamstrings, grab a block, a book, a pillow, and we'll get started. So we'll meet together in child's pose on your mat. Arms long. And just settle into your mat, into your breath. You can walk your hands out if it feels good for you. Knees are together to have that release in your low back. And with every breath in, send that breath or that energy to that area, your low back. And really expand your belly with your breath in. And release with your breath out. And take a deep breath in, really fill up your belly. And let it out. Inhale up for tabletop. And if it feels good for you, a couple cat and cows. Really focus on that cat, the tuck of the tailbone. Lulu. Sorry, I have my dog. Her best friend is outside. And she's not. And then settle into your tabletop. Inhale the right arm and left leg long, spinal balance, and make sure you have that belly button pulled in. The toes of the back foot are pointed towards the mat. Energy out your front fingers. And lower back down to all fours. And again, make sure that belly button is tucked and pulled in. Inhale, left arm, right leg long, spinal balance. And exhale, lower down. One more time, each side. Inhale, right arm, left leg long. And with your exhale, lower down. One more time, other side, left arm, right leg long, spinal balance. Feel the power of your core. And with your exhale, release to the mat. Step your hands forward and inhale to plank pose, plank of your choice. Knee down, modification is here. Again, my belly button is pulled to the spine, tight abs. Full plank pose. We're only here for a few breaths. Breathe it in and let it go. cat back round your shoulder blades so they pull apart from each other. And with your exhale, downward facing dog. And this is our first downward facing dog, so take some time to pedal things out. As I mentioned, to release the low back, we want to lengthen our hamstrings as well. So if you want to lift a leg, feel the length in the hamstring, the back of the leg, and lower down. And the other leg, bending your knees as you need to. So if this is where you feel length, that's okay. And lower it down. And now pelvis towards the back of your mat. Take a big breath in, and with your exhale, walk your feet forward, ragdoll. Feet step wide as the mat, and just let your top body hang. You can grab each elbow, just let that top body hang. Feel the release in the low back. You can sway side to side. And make sure the weight of your body is in the ball joints of your feet, like you'll fall over the edge. And now toe heel your feet together. Forward fold. Again, weight in the ball joints of your feet. Inhale, half lift, belly button tucked, long spine, forward fold. Inhale, reach up tall, sun salute. And exhale down, mountain pose. Again, core is active here. Inhale up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold down. Feel the length of your spine. And now one more time, inhale, half lift. And exhale, move through your vinyasa, and we'll meet in down dog. So plank pose, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra, and make sure your belly button is pulled to your spine. And exhale, down dog. Breath in, and with your exhale, step or hop to the front, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, up for chair pose. Here's another great pose to really work your core, your abdominals, to build strength in your low back. And with your exhale, fold down. We'll be here for a couple breaths. Inhale, lift, and exhale, make your way to down dog. Move through your vinyasa. And really make sure your abdominals are tight in this back bend, your up dog, your cobra. It's another reason why people tend to feel crunching in their low back, is they don't have their abdominals strengthened or active during that back bend. And now lift that right leg high, and then step it through, lower your back knee. And if you can't quite reach the ground, or if this is tight, grab your block. Inhale your right arm up for that twist, and feel length. And you can't see it, but my core is tight. It's engaged, it's not moving anywhere. And then with your exhale, lower the hands, tuck that back foot, inhale up, warrior one. And then exhale down, move through your vinyasa. Again, abdominals engaged through the entire flow. And now inhale that left leg high, find some length in your right hamstring. Then exhale it through, step it, and lower your right knee down. Inhale that left arm, twist. Again, engage your core, protect your low back. And with your exhale, lower that left hand, tuck that that back foot. Inhale up, warrior one. And with your exhale, move through your vinyasa. Make your way to down dog. Again, easy breath in and let it out. Inhale the right leg high. Bring it through. And now take that twist. Right arm comes up. See if you can keep your back knee off the mat and keep your core engaged. And exhale, lower down. Inhale up. Warrior one, back foot plants. Exhale, warrior two. Another great opportunity to engage your core. Pull up those pelvic floor muscles. And then shift or pivot your back foot, warrior one. And exhale down, pyramid pose. Now in pyramid pose, my toes are facing forward if they can. My knees can be bent if needed, or I use my block or my prop if I need to back off a little. Find that length. Drop the head. Look at your knee or your shin. Try not to look at the top of the mat like I do. I cheat my low back when I do that. It feels so good to drop the head. And then with your exhale, step that right foot back and move through your vinyasa. And now inhale the left leg high. Step it through. And see if you can take that twist. Left arm comes up. Core is engaged. Bring it down. Inhale up, warrior one. And exhale, warrior two. And shift it back to the front, warrior one. Pivot your back foot. And exhale, pyramid pose. Taking whatever modification your body needs. What's most important is have your legs straight, but then again, use the props, your block, your books, and drop the head so you feel the release in the low back. And then when ready, move through your vinyasa, and we'll meet in down dog. Big breath in, and with your exhale, step or hop to the front, forward fold. Inhale, lift, and exhale down. Inhale, reach up tall, hands at your waist. Right foot steps back. Our knees are straight, our toes are pointed towards the long edge of the mat or pigeoned. Weight is in the ball joints of our feet, and we fold forward. So our standing straddle splits. And if you can see, in my standing straddle splits, my weight is in the ball joints of my feet. I'm not leaning back. Bring it forward if you are, and if you have to bring your hands to the mat, that's fine. If you need to bend your knees, bend them. It's a-okay, it's all acceptable in yoga. Find that length in your low back, your hamstrings. Bring it up. Step it to the front of your mat. Chair pose. And lower down. And lower a little more. And lower so that you're all the way on your mat. Legs long in front. I'll turn so you can see me. And we'll move through our seated single leg forward folds, or Janu Shavasana A, B, and C. So Janu Shavasana A, the palm of my one foot comes to my inner thigh, wherever that might be. My toes are peeled back. The leg that's long is straight out from my hip. Inhale up and exhale forward as far as I can. Now if I'm up here and this is my edge and I can feel a nice pull or release in my low back and my hamstring, great. The most important thing is make sure your drishti or your gaze is towards that leg and not out. You cheat your low back. If you can really fold forward and grab the front foot, wonderful. But play with your edge, wherever that might be. And then inhale the torso up, shift to the other side. So leg is long, toes peeled back, palm of the other foot is towards the inner thigh. Inhale up, exhale, fold forward. Now inhale the torso up, and we'll switch to Janu Shavasana B. So now this is my right foot. I come to sit my pelvis on the palm of this foot. And I have my sit bone or my pelvic bone kind of placed in the arch of my foot. If this is really tight or hard on your knee, you can take a blanket and put it between the back of your hamstrings and your calf and gently sit down, or you come back to Janu Shavasana A. Again, toes peeled back, inhale up, and exhale forward. Janu Shavasana B. Inhale your body up and switch sides. So again, my pelvis is seated on that foot. My toes of my leg that are long are peeled back. Bring my arms up and exhale forward. Inhale up for our last Janu Shavasana C. This is the most intense of our seated single leg forward fold. So I have my flointed toe, my Barbie toe, and I try to place my toes on the mat, but yet the palm of my foot is towards my inner thigh. If this is very tight or difficult for you, you can always move that foot forward. So maybe this is your Janu Shavasana C. It's more closer to your knee instead of your groin. That's okay. Maybe you hold a hand here and fold forward. Maybe you just go back to that Janu Shavasana A where the full palm of the foot is towards the inner thigh. But whatever feels best to the yogi on your mat. Inhale up and exhale forward. I always find that my low back feels different with every variation of my Janu Shavasana I do. So in this one, I really feel it along the side of my low back. Inhale up and switch sides. And you'll find that one side might be very different than the other, and that's okay. Inhale up and exhale forward. Inhale up, and now both legs wide on the mat for our seated straddle splits. So bend your knees as needed. I can be very open, my hips are very open. This might be your seated straddle splits with nice knee bends. You can also sit on your block. So I'll demonstrate while seated on a block. Gives me a little bit more space. Now inhale my left arm long. Exhale towards my right toes. Now I don't want to collapse towards my toes. We're not there yet. I want to be open. So my drishti or my gaze is up. And only going towards my edge. My toes are peeled back on both legs. And now inhale up and exhale other side. Just flow right over. And inhale up, both arms up. And exhale, twist towards those right toes and fold forward towards your right toes. Again, you're still in your seated straddle. So it's a little bit different twist or different feel in that low back. Inhale up, both arms up. Exhale, other side. And again, I can still tighten my abdominals in these poses, these folds. It helps me to find length in my back when I do. Now inhale, both arms up, and exhale, fold forward in your seated straddle. And now inhale your body up for our final 3 poses. So for this variation, you can hug your right knee in, your left leg can be long, or it can be tucked underneath, whatever feels best to you, but make sure that right knee is hugged in. Inhale the right arm up, and exhale, twist towards that bent knee. And if you can hook your elbow on that bent knee, go for it. If you like to bind here, you can bind. And again, my abdominals are tight. This is a deep twist. So I want to make sure that my core is engaged so that I protect that low back while I lengthen and strengthen it. Lengthen and release, it's more like it. Inhale out of the twist, and then we'll switch sides. So I hug my left knee in. My right leg can be long, or it can be bent. My right arm is hugging that left foot in. I inhale that left arm long, and exhale, twist. And again, if I can hook that elbow, I hook it, or I take my bind. Strong core. Inhale, neutral spine. And now both legs long on your mat. And this is usually the best forward fold of my life after I've done a lot of twisting. So I inhale, my arms up, my toes are peeled back, and I exhale forward. And make sure your drishti or your gaze is between your legs or looking towards your legs or your knees. Don't be looking at your toes. Nobody cares. Don't look at your pedicure that you need to get. We all know we're in quarantine. We all need a pedicure. But you cheat the release in the low back. Look down. Check out your yoga leggings instead of your pedicure. And again, if it feels good for you, you can engage your core. It helps me find length in my low back. I feel a greater release. Inhale up. And make sure you have space on your mat for Shavasana. Take whatever time you need in your Shavasana. If you want a longer, extended version of your Shavasana, you can stay there. Otherwise, you can join me in Sukhasana. And may the light in me honor the light in you. Namaste, yogis. Again, please subscribe to our Off the Mat YouTube page for more videos, and I'll see you again.